So TGen from its start, and with the encouragement, in fact, the mandate, it was that we would commercialize and work to commercialize the tools and technologies coming out of this institute. And so working with a large number of groups and headed by Tess Burleson and others here at TGen, we've put in place and spun out about 20 companies in the last 10 years. We've had 6 exits. Well, I would say we have about 5% of our effort is focused directly on commercialization. Our goal over the next decade, actually the next 5 years, is to increase that to closer to 30%. So, yeah, right at the completion of the Human Genome Project, it was clear that the movement of the tools and technologies coming out of that first genome would be useful for not just our understanding of medicine and certainly in science, but the opportunity we had to use genomics and genetics directly for medical benefit. And that feeling that a nonprofit research institute could sit in between industry, academia, and government was really what drove me to consider Arizona, and ultimately the Flinn Foundation and their support through the Bioscience Roadmap and others was critical to my making a decision to have TGen located in Arizona. Well, 20 years is a long time to sort of chronicle approaches, but TGen has been involved in truly at the vanguard of introducing what used to be called personalized is now precision medicine. It's the use of your genomic and genetic information to directly determine which treatment we might give to a patient with cancer based on the ability to really read the genome, interpret it, align it with treatment options. So Dr. Dan Von Hoff here at TGen and our group have been involved in among the very first FDA reviewed clinical trials using genomics to dictate treatment, and now that's a common occurrence. It's the norm. Believe me, 20 years ago it was not. You know, I think other projects we've spent a reasonable amount of our effort looking at memory performance, both from the standpoint of Alzheimer's all the way through just learning performance, etc. One of the new programs in really based on MindCrowd was funded jointly with the University of Arizona in the is it $60 million? In a $60 million NIH grant with Carol Barnes and colleagues at the University of Arizona to again use the concept of personalized medicine that we use in cancer to use that in personalized aging. So how can we better understand how to better inform your aging process, just like we better inform your cancer treatment process? So that's been one of the exciting parts. I'd say another one that we have that's ongoing is we've had a remarkable 20-year interinstitutional affiliation with the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community, and working with the American Indian community is a major goal that we have, and we recently were awarded a $20 million grant from the National Cancer Institute to do the largest study yet undertaken in the world with indigenous populations using genomics as a tool to better inform their treatment and care. Well, I think it's just genomics and genetics works into the workflow of the commercial space by being right at the tip, at the vanguard, at the interface of moving science into the clinic. And for those areas for which there is a rapid translation from moving from a laboratory into a clinic is where TGen has formed a series of these companies, and it's been a continuing and critically important area for which external dollars come in. In other words, you win these by, and we form these companies by external support, including, for example, the Flinn Foundation having helped us in the past as well as we began to put in place some of these commercial enterprises. So we just happen to be in an area that quickly translates from the laboratory into the commercial space. So TGen is part of the City of Hope enterprise, which now has become alongside MD Anderson Memorial Sloan Kettering, the third largest clinical cancer network in the United States. 115,000 new patients annually across our system. That puts City of Hope into the top three as far as the number of cancer patients at a single institution. We're spread out now across 5 states, and TGen plays a major role in infusing science and genomics and genetic medicine into the care stream for that patient population. So on the positive side, what we're seeing is the rapid translation of work that's done here into the care stream. And we certainly leverage our City of Hope collaborations, but also, we work closely with large numbers of institutions both inside the state, all of our 3 universities. We work closely with institutions across the country, academic institutions. So it's I just think what you'll see is a leveraging and a expansion of the work that directly impacts patients as really the focus and goal of the next 20 years.